Hey guys, Review91, and I'm bringing you my review of Paladins. Now, for those of you who don't know what Paladins is, it's basically the poor man's Overwatch. Yeah, I could almost end the video here and most people would get what I'm saying, but I'm not going to. Now, what I mean, Paladins is a 5v5 game where you pick your hero, and your heroes, it's kind of like League of Legends, where you have support, and you have what's known as front line, basically the tank, and then you have the damage dealer, basically the ADC, and you have the flank, which is, I guess, kind of like the jungle person in League of Legends. And the game works pretty well. So I'm going to break it down in three different categories: gameplay, maps, and microtransactions. Okay, gameplay. Well, when you start Paladins, first you have to choose your mastery card, and these are very important and should be decided based upon, I think, which game mode you're playing, because certain mastery cards may be better for Onslaught, or certain mastery cards may be better for TDM. It really depends on which game you're playing. And the card system in this, it's actually pretty interesting. It basically is like, once again, we're going to compare it to League of Legends, where the cards themselves, the regular cards, are like kind of effects in League of Legends, where it's like, oh, you heal for 15 health per second as this is going on, or oh, after this you have increased movement speed or stuff like that. And it's pretty interesting. You can customize your own cards, so you don't have to just go with the basic ones that are provided by the game. And I would definitely go that route, because some cards, in my mind, based on your playstyle obviously, are kind of useless. But other than that, there are three modes: Onslaught, TDM, and Unbound Siege. Now, Onslaught is your basic King of the Hill, capture and hold the objective until you get to a certain amount of points. Unbound Siege is kind of like an escort mission, but a little different, because what you have to do is you capture the payload, then you have to move it to the enemy's base. While TDM is TDM. All the game modes are pretty good, but there is one thing. These heroes seem to be built more for objective game modes than they do for TDM. With TDM, it seems like there's not as many heroes you can choose from that would be effective in that particular type of game mode, because many of these heroes are, just like League of Legends, are set to like complete each other, like how support may help the ADC, or frontline is the tank who can take a lot of damage. So TDM, where it's basically just, fight and kill all the enemies, it just doesn't seem to work with a good number of heroes. Let's once again compare this to League of Legends. Imagine if League of Legends, there were no towers, no objective, no crystal to destroy. It was just 5 heroes versus 5 other heroes on the map. That was it. And imagine which heroes you choose. That would limit a lot of the heroes that most people would choose in the game. Why? Because a lot of heroes would not be good in like one-on-one fighting situations that TDM sometimes brings. So I feel like TDM is kind of there just because TDM has to basically be in any FPS. But moving on, let's go to maps. Maps, unfortunately, is one of the weak points of this game. Not that the maps themselves aren't good, but there's too little of them, I think. I've only counted 4. And to me, that's just not that many maps. I think there probably should be more. Maybe they're adding more later on. I don't know. But right now, 4 maps, I just don't think that's enough, especially for such quick gameplay. I mean, you can finish some of these games within like 10 minutes, maybe even less sometimes. So I think that they need to add more maps. All right. Now, we can't talk about almost any free-to-play game without talking about microtransactions. And in many cases, loot crates. Now, this game does have loot crates. They call them chests. You have to open the chest with keys. You can actually buy certain keys that will like guarantee a certain level of items to appear. But here's the thing, even though this has chests, which are basically loot crates, I don't feel like they're shoving it down your throat like certain other games that have microtransactions. Because especially how much times you are able to get these chests. I mean, basically after every win, and not always, but most times, you get a chest. And the chest will contain usually level ups for your card, so that maybe now instead of healing 15 per second, you heal 20 health per second. And it's pretty good. Like I've said before, I don't really care about microtransactions because I just usually don't buy them. As long as the game has a way for you to get the same thing in-game that you can with real money, then I just usually try to earn them in-game. And this thing doesn't really make it that hard because, like I said, you're getting a chest almost every time you win a game. So even if it's not exactly what you want, you're at least getting something. Now here's the thing, I must mention that this game is good, but if it was anything more than like 10 bucks, I probably wouldn't give it that good of a review. It's just not that much there. It's a run and gun, like I said, not much maps, and it just feels so simple. This definitely, in my mind, has to stay free to play. It's not something I think that would have done well with actually paying for it, and basically that's what happened. That's why it's free to play. So as a free to play game, this is a really good game. But if I had to pay for it, yeah, I'd probably be giving this like a 5 out of 10 or something. But since it is free to play, my overall score for this game is an 8 out of 10. It's a good game, you have a lot of fun with it, it's simple, and the microtransactions aren't shoved down your throat in my opinion. Anyway, what do you guys think of Paladins? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, remember, like, share, and subscribe, and may God bless you all.